Hello and welcome to our Creative Technology Club. I'm Craig and we're here today as part of Computer Science Code Along Week. We're excited to have so many of you joining us this morning and we can't wait to get started on some amazing creative coding projects. Hello Daniel.
Hello Craig, hello everyone. I'm Daniel and I'm really excited too. So the plan for this session is to learn some new skills and to have fun with other people in your class but also across Scotland. So let's get started. The activity that we're going to be doing together is called Code Your Own Data Selfie. So to take part and to make your own, you can join in and you can code your own data selfie at the same time as watching us on YouTube. So what you need to do is head to our website, cyberskillslive.com, and near the top of the page, you're going to see a big red button. And that button will say start the live lesson. You want to head there. You've got a bit of time to go there. You don't have to go there right now, but if you head there in the next few minutes, that would be great.
Yeah, so you can go to cyberskillslive.com. This works best on a computer with a keyboard because you're going to be typing and editing some code. But all the instructions will be on the page. Daniel and I are going to talk you through, we're going to coach you through the activity today. Now, Daniel, I know that there's a lot of people who are going to be taking part. So at some point, the website might slow down a bit. It might not load as quickly. Don't just hit the refresh button constantly. Just wait a minute, just chill for a minute and then hit refresh again. But it's going to be brilliant to have you all take part today as well.
Yeah, so you're going to be coding along while watching us on YouTube. So keep paying attention to me and Craig, but you can also work your way through the activities as well. And we're going to be able to see how you're getting on. You're going to be able to send your selfies to us and we're going to be able to bring them up on the stream and critique them. So before we get started programming our data selfies, I think we can maybe give some shout outs because there's so many of you watching and taking part today.
Yeah. There's over 1,000 of you taking part this morning as well. And we know some of the schools that are taking part. So when we shout out your school name, I want you to give a massive cheer in your class. So Daniel, some schools that we've got taking part today, we've got Sinclair Town Primary School, Longstone Primary, hello to you. Hello to Connected Falkirk, Caledonia Primary, Churnside Primary School, Seafield Primary School and Langbank Primary School. Thank you for joining us today.
And a big welcome to Hill of Bankery, St John's Primary, Bog Hall Primary School, Windigo Primary School, Glencairn Primary School, Calderwood Primary School. Hello, nice to see you again. St Ninian's Primary School and the North Lanarkshire Digital Team.
We've also got Scotstoun Primary School, Mill O Forest, Denny High School, Windigo Primary School, Forest View Primary School, Seafield Primary, and Strathmiglo. That's all capitals. Daniel, that was caps lock, that one.
There's more. Dunbog Primary, St Joseph's Primary School in Selkirk, Dean's Primary School, Deanston Primary School, Tweedbank Primary School, Forth Hill Primary, Pumferston and Uphall Station Community Primary School, St Margaret's RC Primary School, St Athanasius Primary, Stowe Primary, St Margaret's RC Primary School. Craig, there's so many here. Nethermains Primary, Lady Alice Primary School,
Bothwell Nursery School, Cookin Primary School, Bankhead Primary School, St Joseph's Primary School, Easterton, Appernite, Invergowrie, Springhome Primary School, Dice School, Perney Hall Primary School, Our Ladies Primary School, the University of Stirling, St Andrews and St Bride's High School. We're nearly there, Daniel. Also a shout out to Mr Milne, who is playing by themselves. Curry Primary School, Pumperston and Uphall Primary School, and Blackridge Primary School. Daniel, there was so many people to get through there. That's brilliant.
So Craig, we can take a breather now because we have a short video that's going to introduce the activity and what you're going to be doing today.
What is a self-portrait? It's a representation of you. When we make a self-portrait, we choose what we want to show of ourselves. It could be a pencil drawing, a still photograph, or any form of visual expression of yourself. Many self-portraits are realistic visual representations. They look like us. We can also have abstract self-portraits. An abstract self-portrait isn't necessarily how you look in real life. Instead, it might use shapes, colours, and forms to represent you. This is what we're going to do today. Create an abstract self-portrait of ourselves through data. We will use code to draw a self-portrait using personal data. We'll use data visualisation software to paint an abstract drawing based on personal data you choose to share. Rather than using paint or pencils, you'll use computer code. You write the code and it makes marks on the canvas. These marks might be lines, shapes, or patterns. Let's get started on our data creating abstract self-portraits. How do I look?
So we're going to be talking about data today. Well, what is data? Well, data is something that we can measure or that we can count.
So we might have things like weather data, like what temperature is it outside? Well, I can tell you right now, it's 8 degrees where I am. Or we might have transport data, like what is the current delay index on the North Clyde line that passes my house? Or what is the number of cars that have crossed the Queensferry crossing today? They're all examples of data. But we also have personal data. So that's data that's numbers or information that are related to us as individuals. So how about we introduce ourselves using some personal data? So Craig, you can go first.
So my name is Craig, and yesterday I walked 12,567 steps. So that's some data I collected.
My name's Daniel, and I have 386 passwords.
Now, these bits of personal data can reveal a little bit about our personalities. For example, Daniel, if you've got that many passwords, I guess you spend a lot of time on the computer.
Yeah, that's right. You've managed to deduce that correctly. I also use computers every day as part of my work. Craig, based on your data, I'm going to guess you may have had quite a busy Sunday. Maybe you were out and about quite a lot.
Yeah, I did a walk yesterday as well, so I probably had more steps than usual. But today we're going to be using some personal data about you and code to be creative. What we're going to get you to do is to create a data selfie. Now, we are making a very specific type of art today. We're going to be making self-portraiture, and that's, the proper name for a selfie. So, Daniel, let's have a look at some really well-known self-portraits.
Okay, so we've got a couple of self-portraits here. If you recognize either of these people, you can shout out in your class. Maybe we'll be able to hear you. Yes, that's right.
That's
so
right.
On the left, we've got Vincent van Gogh. And on the right-hand side, we've got Louis Capaldi. Now, they're slightly different, these, Craig. One of them they've been made using different mediums. They've been made using different tools and techniques. So on the left, we've got paint. And on the right-hand side, we've got maybe what you would expect to see with a selfie, a photograph.
Yeah, but a self-portrait can be any way of expressing what makes you, you. You might be talking about some of the more traditional methods, Daniel. So we're talking about like painting and photographs here. But really, you can use any tool that you want to be creative. And the tool that we're going to be using today is computer code.
So rather than using paint or pencils, we're going to be using code to create our selfies. And we're going to be using a tool called P5JS. P5JS is like a digital sketchbook. So you write code on the left-hand side, and it's going to make marks on the canvas, which is on the right-hand side. And each of the marks that are made by your code are going to represent something significant to you. So it might represent the year that you were born, or it might represent your favorite hobby, or maybe the color of your hair or your eyes. Now, these marks, they could be anything. They could be lines, they could be shapes, they could be patterns. But what's important is they don't have to look exactly like the thing they represent. So, Craig, here is a selfie that I made earlier. This is a self-portrait of me, right? Honestly. Do you think it looks like me?
I don't think it looks like you. I mean, it doesn't look like your face, Daniel. You'll be pleased to hear.
Okay. So it maybe doesn't look exactly like me, but it does represent me. And there is a lot of information and data about me inside this self-portrait. So we'll not spoil all the pieces of data in here because you're about to make your own, but just from looking at it, I could instantly tell that I am the oldest of 2 siblings. I can hold my breath for just over 30 seconds, and that my name has 6 letters in it.
Just from looking at that picture?
Yes.
That's interesting. So you've been able to take some of that personal information about you, encode it in a way that we can see it in this self-portrait as well. So this is what you're going to be working on today as well. Shall I give Daniel, shall I give people a demo of how they can go about creating their selfie?
Yeah, that sounds good.
So you're going to be on our webpage. So some of you've already been on it, which is cyberskillslesson.com. You're going to click Start the Live Lesson. And this is the page that's got all the instructions that you need to follow. So you can do this whole thing in your own time, but this morning we're going to focus on one specific section. So I want you to scroll down to the very, very bottom of the activity and then scroll back a little bit, and you'll see a bit here that says Activity 5, the final selfie. So this is the one that we're going to work on for this live lesson today. So scroll down to the very bottom of your page and scroll back a bit. And here's the tool. So we're using P5JS. This is our digital sketchbook. On the left-hand side, we've got our code. You're going to code along with us. And on the right-hand side, we've got our self-portrait. So the idea is that we can edit this code. So you can change it to make it about you. So Daniel, let's you and I have a code along together and then get everyone else to do it too. So I'm looking at line 7 here. So it's saying it wants me to set the height. So at the moment it's 120. Daniel, you're taller than that. How tall are you?
Okay, I am 180 centimeters.
Great.
So you could change those numbers.
So I go 180.
Okay.
And then what I do is I hit the play button. And this is going to update this picture. It's going to update our portrait.
Okay, that's definitely made a change.
What change happened there? Can you see, Daniel, the difference?
Yeah, so I can see that orange circle has gotten a lot bigger. So the circle that's in the background, that must be somehow related to our height. So we had a smaller height before, and the circle was smaller.
Yep.
Perfect. And
So
then
that's
we changed
exactly
it to a
it.
bigger number, and that circle has gotten bigger. So I guess the bigger that circle is, the taller the person who the selfie is about is. So instantly,
That's right.
It's a big circle, they're quite a tall person, smaller circle, they're a bit shorter. Great.
Age, Daniel. So let's update this as well. So you're older than 12. So you're rough, let's say you're 16.
Yeah, let's say I'm 16.
So if I change that, did you see what changed that time?
Yeah, so I saw the other circle change size there.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Daniel. So when you change this line, it will have differences to do with this circle. Now, every line of code in this selfie is related to something that you can see on the screen, whether it's a shape or a colour or a pattern on the screen. Let's make a couple of more changes here, Daniel. So
Okay.
let's get someone's birthday.
So
what
let's
month?
say that they were born in April.
So April would be the 4th month. What day would they be born?
The 28th.
28th. And their favourite colour, Daniel? Now, you don't need to tell me it in a hexadecimal format. You can just tell me the name of the colour.
Okay, let's say that this person's favourite colour is coral.
Coral. Okay.
Yeah.
So I can type the word coral. So I've made these changes. Then I'm going to hit play. Look at that. See the changes already there?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what you're going to do now. You're going to work through this activity. You're going to make these changes. But I'm going to show you a few tips. So if you hit the play button, that will run your code. If you make a mistake, you can use the undo button and it will change the last thing that you did. So undo, redo. But Daniel, at some point, everybody when they're computer coding makes a mistake and they can't work it out. There's an error message, something goes wrong. What you can do is if you hit this revert button, it will change everything back to the way that it was at the beginning. So if you have a problem, then you can just hit the revert button. How does that sound, Daniel?
That sounds good, Craig. So just as a reminder, what you are going to do now is you are going to go onto our website. So let's bring up the website address again. Here we go. So it's cyberskillslive.com. And you're going to click that red button that says Start the Live Lesson. And once you're on that page, you're going to scroll down to almost the bottom to Activity 5, Final Selfie. Now, there's 4 other selfies that if you finish with Activity 5, you're welcome to go back and try them. Or maybe if you and your teacher want to take some time out another time to go and do those. But we're going to stick to Activity 5 today. So you're going to find that right at the bottom of the page. You might need to do a bit of scrolling together.
So we're going to give you a few minutes to work on that. Meanwhile, if you're a teacher, Daniel, you can send us a photo. You can let us know or send us a tweet telling us how you're getting on today. So you can use the hashtag, which is hashtag CSScotland23. And you can tag us. You can tag DigiSkillsEd and DigiLearnScot. We love seeing how your class are getting on, what you're getting up to as well. So if you're an adult or you're a teacher taking part, you can send us a message on Twitter, X.
Yes. We're also coming to you on YouTube today. So if this is your first time using one of our activities, we do this semi-regularly. So if you want to be kept up to date, if you subscribe to our channel, you'll get a notification whenever we are organising another live event. We run lots of different events for schools and that are all to do with technology. Sometimes it's cybersecurity, sometimes it's data like today, sometimes it's about ethics, and sometimes it's about computer programming.
Yeah, if you're in a class with your teacher today and they're watching it on the big screen, tell your teacher to go over to the video now and smash that like button and hit subscribe. Tell them now.
So Craig, I can see quite a lot of people are working on that final selfie right now, which is brilliant. A lot of them are looking really good. We're going to give you a bit of time to work on those just now. And then once we've got a good number created, we'll then take a look at them in our gallery.
Do you want me to show people, Daniel, how we can submit the selfie?
Yeah, sure. Go for it, Craig.
I think what we'll do is I'll show everyone how to submit the selfie, and then we can show them what it's going to look like when they've sent it to us, so that it gives people an idea of what you can expect. So let me bring up my code again.
Okay.
So I can see you're already working through it and you're making your changes. Once you're happy that you want to send the selfie to me and Daniel so that we can review it, so that we can talk about it, you scroll down to the bottom and there's a button here, Daniel, that says send your selfie. So you would click on that. Shall I click on it?
Yeah, click on it.
Yeah, go on. So it says, thanks, you've sent your selfie, keep playing the activity. So that is now being sent to us. And to give you an idea, Daniel, can we show people maybe an example of what we're going to do with people's selfies?
Yes. So let's just bring up your selfie. Oh, do you know what, Craig? Your selfie has just arrived.
Perfect.
So let's take a look at it in our gallery. So off we go to the gallery. Take the mask away. Okay, Craig. Here is the selfie that you just submitted. So, Craig, it looks like you've not made many changes to the default selfie.
Not today.
Not today.
No, this was just the default. But if you want your selfie to be featured in our gallery for us to be able to talk about it here on the live stream this morning in front of hundreds of other learners, then play this activity now. So the gallery is going to be opening soon. Make sure you send us your selfies. Your data
some
selfies.
of you have already been testing that button, so that's brilliant. I can see a few people who are at Hello Bankery, Tweed Bank, Singthor Town, Easterton, and also Carmel School. Brilliant. Takes a lot of time to work on your selfies, but we've had a few submitted already.
That's good to know. We've had some tweets in as well, Daniel. So Primary 7A, Room 10, at Bankhead Primary and Nursery School are playing along in their classroom. Thank you for telling us. Thanks for getting involved this week as well. Got a lot of creative talent on the live stream today, Daniel. A lot of people taking part. Maybe I'll be quiet for a minute or two and let people get on with their coding.
Okay, let's give you a few minutes to work on your selfies, so we'll be back shortly.
Hello again. This is great to see a lot of you are working through this activity now, sending us in your selfies. We've had another tweet come in. Hello to the S3 class, Miss Howie's class, taking part from SASB High School. Thank you for taking part. We also have Denny Computing taking part as well. Thanks for joining and creating your own data selfies. Daniel, as our digital gallery curator, have you had some responses?
Yeah, we've had a few
Submissions.
come in. So don't worry if you haven't yet. We've got plenty of time. You've got another at least 10 minutes to work on your selfies. So you don't have to submit them yet. But there have been a few that have arrived already. So I think we could take a look
Oh, I'd love to see them.
at some that have arrived. So the first selfie that we're going to take a look at has come from Aidan, who is at St Andrews and St Bride's High School. So Craig,
Ooh.
this is Aidan's data selfie.
Okay. It's lovely. It's really vivid, isn't it, as well? Like that big yellow, almost sun-like thing in the middle here as well. So I would say, what can I tell about Aidan from this selfie? Well, I think his favourite hobby is football. I can see that, Daniel, at the top left as well. And we were talking about the circles in the middle representing his age and his favourite colour. So I think his favourite colour is that yellow?
I think so. I think yellow.
Brilliant.
I could also tell from the background that Aidan is perhaps not a vivid dreamer. Quite cool muted tones in the random circles in the background.
The shapes at the bottom left-hand side, Daniel, the circle and the triangles, what does that tell us about Aidan?
Yeah, so the circle represents you and the other shapes represent your siblings. So I can see here we have got 2 triangles underneath the circle. So that suggests to me that Aidan has 2 younger siblings. Or in other words, Aidan is the oldest of 3 siblings.
Interesting. Thank you very much, Aidan, for submitting your selfie to us as well and sharing it with everyone. That was great. Keep working on these. Daniel, who's next in our gallery?
Let's take a look. Okay, so we've got one here that's a work in progress. It's nice to see how people are kind of like working, seeing the progress and the order in which people do things. So this one here is from Liam, who's at Hill of Bankery.
Brilliant. What can you tell me about Liam from this selfie, Daniel?
Well, just looking at the general colours in this one, it's feeling quite autumnal. So I'm going to make a guess that Liam is perhaps born in autumn, maybe in like August or September, maybe even October.
The bright red at the top right-hand corner, Daniel, that's related to if someone is an extrovert and outgoing or if they're an introvert. And I think that means that, what's the person's name again? Kieran?
Liam.
Liam, sorry. Liam, that means I think is more of an extrovert than an introvert as well. Also, from what you told me, Daniel, I can tell you that Liam has 3 other siblings and they're the second oldest.
Yes.
That's brilliant.
Great. Thank you very much, Liam.
This is brilliant. I'm enjoying everyone sending in these selfies and sharing them with us.
Okay, I've got a good one here. So this one here that's going to come up, we're going to take a look at Sophie. And Sophie goes to Dean's Primary School.
Oh, wow. Again, you can tell the difference right away.
Yeah.
Now, tell me about this purple, like almost like flower, Daniel, that we're seeing here. What's going on with Sophie here?
Yes, so there's a couple different bits of information that's encoded in this shape. But the easiest thing to read is that it has 6 sort of petals working around, and that tells you how many letters are in that person's first name. So if we count SOPHIE, 6, and the flower has 6, so that confirms that yes, Sophie has 6 letters in her name.
And I think Sophie's favourite colour might be pink as well.
I think so too.
Now these
And look at
shapes
their hobby.
yeah. So like hobby is art or being creative, I think, or painting or something like that. So yeah, that creativity is really coming across Sophie as well. And the bottom one, the sort of thing below is the animal that you most identify with as well. So Sophie, you see yourself most as a dog, a friendly dog. So that probably means that you are happy, you're excitable. That's what I would read from that as well. What's the owl got to do with, Daniel?
Yes, so we have given you a couple of options here. So you can tell us whether you are more of a night owl or maybe you are more of a morning person. So mine would definitely have an owl on it. So yes, we could tell if you're more of a morning or an evening person. When do you prefer to do things?
These are brilliant, Daniel. There's still time for you to send in your selfie as well. I wonder, Daniel, some people might have just joined. Can I show them where to find the activity again?
Yes.
I've got my code here. So you're going to be on our website, which is cyberskillslesson.com. You are, once you get to that page, which it says play the live lesson, you're going to click on play the live lesson. It will take you to here, which is code your own data selfie. You're going to make sure you scroll down to the bottom of the page, scroll back a little bit, and you'll see that there's activity 5 final selfie. That is where you're going to be writing your code. So you're going to change the code on the left hand side here. You're going to hit the play button. If you need to undo something or you need to revert it back to the start, fixing any mistakes. And then once you're happy, you can hit send your selfie. That's how you send it to our gallery. We've got a couple of creative tools down here as well that can help you. So if you're trying to find an emoji, you can click here and you can search through them. Is that appearing? Yes, it is. Or if you want to be very specific about the colours you want, you can use this colour picker to pick exactly the shade of purple that you want rather than just typing in the word purple. You can just copy and paste that from here.
I think that's
So
a really
Daniel,
good tip, Craig,
yeah.
because there's a few people that I can see have been struggling a bit with getting the color codes to work. So if you're finding that the circles are disappearing, then double check the way that the code is for the color.
Yeah, so the line will be, let's have a look in my code here. So that would be around about line 11.
Yeah.
The common error, Daniel, is that people would, like, watch this, forget to put the quote at the end again. So they've maybe deleted that. Make sure that the quotation marks are at the start and at the end, and that you've got the semicolon here as well. So if I wanted to change that to purple. Here we go.
Brilliant. Thank you, Craig.
This is brilliant. We've had another tweet come in, Daniel, from St Andrews and St Bride's High School, class 1.9. So this is the same school as Miss Howie's school. Thank you for taking part. Thanks for joining with your class.
I can see you've actually been sending quite a lot of selfies already. Very quick, quick work. If you feel that you have completed the final selfie, you can go up and have a go at one of the other 4 selfies that are there as well. I'd recommend maybe trying the day in the life one next after doing the final one. Greg, we've had quite a few really good selfies come into our gallery. I would like as many people as possible to get a chance to see their selfie come up on the live
Sounds good to me.
So I'm going to take us back to the gallery now. So
Ooh.
we are looking at a selfie that's come from St Joseph's RC Primary School, and this is Alexa. I'm going to say your name quite quietly so that I don't trigger the speaker over there. So
Alexa, so the first thing that's coming up to me here, the hobby, dolphins as a hobby, training dolphins, working with them, looking after them, sponsoring them, really good hobby. Interesting thing about Alexa here as well, the animal that she most identifies with, Daniel, is a baguette.
You know what? After having a whole garlic bread at dinner, some days I also feel like a baguette, so...
It's brilliant. And a little love heart as well, Daniel.
Yeah.
In fact,
Wow. Very
how about
impressive,
that for some magic?
What else can we point out? In the bottom right-hand corner, we've got some lines. It looks a wee bit like a barcode. So those lines indicate how long you can hold your breath for. So if you don't know, then why don't you try this out in your classroom? See if you can find a stopwatch, maybe your teacher can time you and see how long you can hold your breath for. And the longer you can hold your breath for, the longer that barcode is going to be at the bottom of the screen. So I'm going to guess here that it's maybe around 30 seconds or so that Alexa can hold their breath for.
You triggered it, Daniel. I heard her. You triggered it. Next up, we've got Siri. This is brilliant. Who else have we got, Daniel? Who else has been...
Let's take a look. Let's get someone from a different school. Okay, so we've got someone here from Invergowrie. So this one is coming from Billy.
Billy. Okay. So what I can see about Billy here, wow, the red at the top, that means Billy's an extrovert. Billy's favourite colour is sort of like an orangey colour as well, nice and warm. I would say those colours, Daniel, in the background, they're kind of vivid as well. So Billy's a vivid dreamer as well. Billy, we know you've got three other siblings, so you're one of 4 children as well. This is brilliant as well. Billy identifies most with like a cheeky monkey. I think that must be Daniel there.
I think so.
Holding breath wise, what would you say, about 20 seconds? That kind of looks like
maybe 20 to 30.
Yeah, this is brilliant, sharing this personal information. Now, the thing about this is we're decoding people's personal information here as well, aren't we? Like, it's showing you that, you know that you're choosing to share some of this personal data with us as well, but none of it is really what I would say sensitive data, Daniel. Like, there's not something really personal about it.
Yeah, I would agree here. We are sharing only the data that we are choosing to share here, and we are then visualizing it, but we're not visualizing it and showing you all of the data. What we're doing is we're actually encoding it in the colors and the shapes. So we can make rough guesses about that data, but we can't know exactly what that data is. There's a bit of randomization happening there as well.
Daniel, I know that there's literally hundreds of these
There
coming
are.
in.
There are hundreds of selfies.
Should we have a couple more? Should we have a couple more?
Yes.
Thank you very much for sending these in. If your class are enjoying this as well, make sure you like the video, subscribe to our channel for more of these.
Okay, so we've got someone here from Nethermains Primary School. This is Lily's self-portrait.
Lily.
So
brilliant.
Lily's self-portrait. I can see what look like a ballet shoes in the top left. So I guess ballet or some other kind of dancing perhaps.
I think if you chose ballet shoes, that's a very specific hobby. I would say that's almost definitely ballet.
And what about the favourite animal, Craig? I like this one.
Is that a unicorn?
I think
Brilliant.
It's a unicorn.
Yeah.
Very patriotic.
Yeah. Yeah, especially for Computing Science Scotland Week as well. For those of you that are joining further afield. Yeah, you don't see many unicorns outside of Scotland. Was that Lily, Daniel?
That was Lily,
one more
yes.
thing I wanted to point out about lilies there. Just one more comment about lilies. A big family.
Yes, very big family.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brilliant. Well, you'll sell out your ballet recital then, won't you? Thank you to Mrs. Bond's class at Dice Primary 6A, loving their online lesson. Thanks for taking part. Thanks for tweeting. What a great start to Computing Science Scotland Week, getting people being creative with code. This is good fun.
Okay, I have one coming in from Curry Primary School. This is Tarek. So let's take a look. Here is Tarek's data selfie. So the colours are interesting on this one because we've got really bright, hot colours.
Vivid.
Yeah, so I'm going to guess, Tarek, you might be born in the summer? But in contrast, the little dots in the background, they're quite muted and cool, so maybe that means that your dreams aren't quite so vivid.
I think Tarek seems to be a big gamer, Daniel, as well. And a night owl as well. That's common with a lot of gamers, isn't it? Like, they're night owls too. And you're most represented by a parakeet. Or a parrot. So again, that ties in with the bright colours as well. And I can see like a crescent moon as well there, Daniel. Some sort of shape like that as well. Do you see that?
Yes.
So I think that must be to do with are you a night owl or not?
I think so too.
It's brilliant. Yeah. Thank you, Tarek,
extra
so much.
Night owl. And your favourite colour is red.
Let's have a few more of these selfies.
Okay, back to my list.
Mr. Miller's class with S3, thank you for taking part. You're loving today's lesson at St Andrews and St Bride's.
Let's take a look at someone's selfie from St Andrews and St Bride's then.
Great.
Let's pull up this one. This one is from Scarlett.
Scarlett, let's count the leaves. Does that make sense? So SCARLET.
Yes.
Is that right?
And another T.
T, two T's,
there
yeah, 8. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, and
what
the thing I'm
about
noticing
Scarlett?
that's slightly different to some of the other day selfies that we've had so far is that the circle in the background is a little bit smaller than Tarek's one was. So what could you tell me about Scarlett compared to Tarek based on the size of that first circle?
Scarlett must be smaller, like not as tall as Tarek.
Not as tall.
Yeah. Again, 4 people in their family, and Scarlett's the oldest as well. What's Scarlett's favourite hobby, Daniel?
I think Scarlett's favourite hobby might be sleeping. Looking at those Zs in the top left corner.
And then they've got kind of like, as the animal they most identify with, and it looks like a geeky person with glasses, Daniel. We can spot those types.
The head's been quite quiet this morning, Craig. We've been having to do most of the
That's true.
critiquing ourselves. None of the head's got quite a lot to say.
Stunned into silence.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to download some selfies again, because every time I check, there have been another bunch. Probably
some great
hundreds.
pitch.
So let's download some more of your selfies.
I'll give you a minute or two to work on that as well. I think we've got about 5 more minutes, Daniel. We should go for, so we've got time to get through a few more.
So if you're nearly there, then make your last changes and then send your selfie to us. And even if you're not quite there yet, what you could do is you could send your selfie anyway. It's okay to share something that's not quite finished. We can still take a look at it. It's still worth sharing for everyone to take a look at. So let's see, we have got many schools and many selfies. This is quite a good one here. So let's take a look at this one. So this one here is from Bog Hall Primary. This is Fiona. So hello Fiona, thank you for sending in your selfie.
Oh, so quite a few interesting things here as well. So the first thing I'm noticing is that Fiona is not confident about holding her breath, because I don't see any markers for that as well. So either that means she's not good at holding her breath, or she's chosen not to share that data with us as well. But what she has shared with us, like what makes me think that she can hold her breath, good cardio, is that she loves football and karate or some sort of martial arts. And what was the one in the middle?
So that's a moon, to mean night owl, but Fiona's given us 3 hobbies. So the third hobby is obscured by the moon. So we might need to
That's interesting.
wait for the moon to move in a few weeks' time. And the animal that you most identify with is a lovely pig.
Excellent. Got time for a couple more. I don't know if you can refresh my connection slightly, Daniel, if it will.
Yes, I can.
Just let me see it. I think. Here we are. Like cleaning my glasses.
So, I was saying just a second ago that it's okay to send a selfie that's not quite finished. So here's one that fits into that category. So this one here is from Kieran, and Kieran is at Dice Primary School. I really like the colours in this one. Like, that's a very bright, vivid green. So maybe you had to go in the colour picker to choose that specific green. I really like that choice.
Well done, Kieran. This looks really bright, really vivid. I can tell you're an extrovert who's a vivid dreamer as well. Thank you very much, Kieran, and thanks Dice Primary for taking part.
Yeah. And Kieran's been going over and above, because if we look at the... can you see my cursor? Yes, you can. The circle down here to mean siblings. Kieran's actually changed the colour of that. So you've actually had a look further down the code and made some bonus changes. So well done. It's good to
what we've
experiment
given
with.
you is just the start. You can remix it, you can change it as well.
Okay, Craig. So maybe we could take a look at maybe two more. Gosh, this one here is quite a lot. I think you'll like this one, Craig. So this one here is from Joshua, who's at St Andrews and St Bride's High School. Yeah, we've gone dark mode. Excellent at holding your breath. I think this is the high score we've had so far. I hope you verified that in class with a stopwatch.
So what I can see here as well, hobby is computers, likes being on the computer, bit of a night owl. Animal they most identify with, is that a raptor? Like a velociraptor?
Oh, I thought it was a lizard. Or maybe like...
It's kind of...
I
yeah,
don't
it's
know.
like a dinosaur. Something like that.
Yeah.
Is there a dinosaur emoji? There is one. Yeah, I think that's a dinosaur. I think that's a T-Rex.
Oh, okay.
I think that's a T-Rex. You know, this is not primarily a biology or natural history workshop, but a bit of that. I love the colour choices as well here, Daniel. That green and the red really working well together there.
Yeah.
Looks like a big eyeball staring at me.
Okay, so we could take a look at maybe two more. Let's see. So...
While you load that, Daniel, we've had a great tweet from Scarlett in Mrs. McIntosh's class. You know how we were showing our selfie? She's taken a selfie with her digital selfie and sent us it.
Selfieception. So this person here has done a bit of problem solving. So this is Anna from Strathmiglo Primary School. So perhaps the device you were using, Anna, it was tricky to get the emojis in, but you haven't let that stop you. You have typed in your hobbies and the animals in the top left, so you could still share that
You've not
data.
conformed to the rules, haven't you? You've really diverged from the sort of practices, yeah. So what can you tell us about? Is it Anna, did you say?
Yeah, this is Anna.
Tell me about Anna's selfie.
So I could see here that Anna that her favourite hobby is cheerleading, that she describes herself as more of an extrovert, and the animal that she most identifies with is a butterfly. So the pressure is on now for me to find one last selfie. Who is it going to be? Who's it going to be?
I'm really pleased with the number of people who've been taking part, sending in their selfies. We've literally had hundreds of these selfies being sent in. I can see them all arriving. Poor Daniel is having to create the gallery very quickly here. Who've we got?
So I've tried to find a school that we haven't shouted out yet. I'm sorry that we haven't managed to show someone from everyone's class that's taking part, but this is Kerr from Lady Alice Primary School.
Brilliant. So Kerr is a city-dwelling night owl, Daniel. I can see the sort of nighttime.
Favourite colour is black.
Yeah. And which is black is no colours, or
no, black is black. Yeah, chosen black, I think.
You've chosen black. Brilliant. Cool. And we've got fishing as well as a hobby as well, and the animal you most identify with is a fish as well.
Very apt.
Help.
Yes. Well done, Karen.
Brilliant. Daniel, I'm so pleased with all these selfies that have been coming in today. This website will be up so your class can keep playing us. Remember to send us any messages and tell us how you're getting on using the hashtag CS Scotland23. Tag us at DigiSkillsEd and at DigiLearnScot. Daniel, what else can people be like? If people have enjoyed today, what else do they need to know?
What else do you need to know? Well, we have got dozens of different activities on our website that look at data science, computer programming, ethics, and cybersecurity as well. You'll find all of them on our website, which is cyberskillslive or cyberskillslesson.com. They'll both take you to the same place.
There's loads of more activities as part of CS Scotland 23 as well. I'm sure some of you will be going along to those as well. Daniel, we have another activity that we're doing later on this month.
Yes, in a couple of weeks' time, we have an activity which is part of Maths Week Scotland, and it's called Numbers in the Fast Lane. So in Numbers in the Fast Lane, we are going to all be competing as in the Maths Week Scotland Grand Prix. And we're going to be looking a bit about the data that's used in Formula One to give you a competitive advantage. So if you are into your Formula One, or even if you're not and you're just into sports and data, this is going to be a really interesting lesson for you. We're going to be looking at lots of like graphs, charts, numbers, and it's going to be competitive. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one.
It's been brilliant today getting creative with coding. We look forward to seeing you at one of our future lessons, whether it's plugging the numbers or any of the ones that we've got coming up. Daniel, have you enjoyed taking part today?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I'm just amazed. You can't see my screen right now, but my screen has just been flying through with all of your selfies. So I can't wait to take a look and digest them.
Fantastic. Well, I think that's us wrapping up for today as well. Thank you everyone for taking part, and it's goodbye from me. Bye-bye.
It's bye from me as well. See you next time.